Hey guys, it's your boy Enzo, and just when you thought Xbox was finally outshining the PlayStation, Sony released their show and surprised us with some new titles as well. And the list of games, wow, they really outdid themselves in this showcase. I can't believe I was even scared in the fact that I haven't heard of them for quite some time. Anyway, here are 10 games that we are excited to play. So without further ado, let's go. PlayStation revealed the first look into its God of War Ragnarok game that is set to be released in 2022. The sequel picks up the events of God of War that were released back in 2018. The game trailer displayed Atreus bickering with his father about his destiny as the threat of Ragnarok approaches. As you can see in the trailer, the freezing winds of Fimbulwinter have come to Midgard, making it much more challenging for the father and son duo. The gameplay trailer also displayed new attacks, abilities, and new runic summons for Atreus. According to the developers, the team's main goal was to push the player's choice in combat, allowing players to choose between hard-hitting combos, mastery of elements, or defensive tactics. We also have the first look at the iconic Nordic god Thor, who pretty much looks like the sad Thor from Endgame, really beefy. So next, they showed us a remake of one of my favorite classics, Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic. 20 years after its first debut, the original KOTOR is noted to be one of the most beloved games of all time, providing scope, immersion, ambition, and an outstanding narrative. With this remake, they hope to give both newcomers and long-term fans an experience that can stand alongside modern titles, providing modern tech, features, visuals, while maintaining the game's integrity and story. Moving on, we have Project Eve. It's developed by Shift Up Corporation and is a character action game set in a post-apocalyptic world featuring nasty creatures and sick combat moves. From the looks of the gameplay, it will surely be action-packed, and I don't know about you, but K-pop looking cuties who beat up monsters, I'm pretty much sold in this. Up next, we have one of the most awaited games ever, Ghost Wars Tokyo. It's an action-adventure game set in a city with supernatural evil prevailing over it. The trailer shows people in Tokyo vanishing into nothing, leaving material possessions behind. Various creatures such as monsters, beings with long bony fingers, and the like are also shown roaming around the streets. The trailer also seems to showcase protagonist characters with weapons and powers. So now we have another new game called Forspoken, where you play as the protagonist Frey Holland, who is a young woman who enters the beautiful but dangerous world of Athia for the first time and uses magical powers to journey through it and survive. Next is we finally have some new updates with Deathloop. Mainly the trailer showed us a bit more of what the story will be all about. Not entirely, but just enough to get you excited with this crazy time-reversing first-person shooter. And during the PlayStation showcase, they also gave us some remasters, and probably the most interesting one, and well, the obvious, is Naughty Dog's Uncharted 3 Thieves' End. As a fan of the franchise, I am excited to see this game thrive with all these next-gen upgrades that will surely elevate the game's action-adventure experience. Next, we have not one, but 3 Marvel games. First one is a sequel to one of PlayStation's successful superhero titles, Spider-Man 2, where they tease the appearance of the iconic Spider-Man villain, Venom. They also showed a Guardians of the Galaxy game where it looked, well, okay. I'm not quite amazed by what I see, but kind of weirded out, to be honest, with how they look. They're just different. But hey, who knows? The game might actually make up for the awfulness of the dreaded Avengers game. Lastly, the one that surprised me the most was the new Wolverine game. Who would have thought? This game didn't show much since it was a teaser, but it gives you enough to be hyped for what's coming. So next, we have Vampire Masquerade Bloodbath. Some of you probably know, or some of you don't, but this game is probably one of the most underrated in this list due to it being a classic RPG that pretty much paved the way for a lot of games due to the immersion that you can get for being a vampire in a city. It's probably the best vampire simulator that we will surely love. Lastly, my personal favorite game that was announced, we have Taya. This is probably Sony's answer for both Nintendo's prized titles, which are Breath of the Wild and Animal Crossing New Horizons. The game looks so vibrant with its looks and the color of its environment, where it lets you climb, swim, sail your boat around, and use a Breath of the Wild-esque glider to explore the vast world. You can also turn into an animal. How amazing is that? The PlayStation Showcase showed a lot of titles. Some are great, some are just not so new, like the whole GTA 5 port for the PS5. Not exactly what we want, Rockstar. We want a GTA 6 trailer. Anyway, which games are you excited to play? Let us know in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and don't forget to visit yugatech.com/gaming for more news, tips, and tricks. It's your boy Enzo, and stay safe.